back with another video this week, and this week I'll be taking you through what I eat in a week as a vegan who eats high protein. I thought I'd start out with my food shop, and basically I'm just going to show you what I'm meal prepping throughout the week. So I've just been to Asda and got everything that I need for this week, so I'm just going to show you what I've got and usually how much I eat throughout the week. I am on maintenance calories now, so I definitely do eat more than I used to when I was cutting, so this is a bigger shop for me. But anyway, so I buy about 2 of these, which is just the Oatly Barista oat drink, just for coffee and cereal and other fridge stuff. So I like to use the Outpro soya yogurt just for a high protein snack in the afternoon. I get through around 3 of these throughout the week, and I like to add some protein granola onto them as well, just to add more of a texture and also up the protein a little bit. And then I always buy a block of tofu. I like to either just scramble this for lunch, or I cut it up into thin slices and bake it, either with some barbecue sauce. So this is usually a lunchtime thing for me. And then for when I'm working, I use the squeaky bean like vegan chicken fillets, and I basically put these in sandwiches just for high protein lunch. And then I also add some barbecue sauce usually, but I've also bought some caramelized hummus, so I like to add this into sandwiches just to give it a bit of extra flavor, and also hummus is high in protein, so that's another thing I like to do. And then in terms of dinners, this week I'm going to do a pesto pasta, and I'm also going to make a Seitan roast dinner. So this week I bought some sausages to go with my pasta, and the Seitan I just usually make at home with some vital wheat gluten flour that I have. So I've obviously bought some cranberry sauce to go with that. I've got potatoes already and some sage and onion stuffing. And then this is the pesto that I've bought from Asda. It's just the vegan range that I'll use in the pasta. And then I thought I'd make a high protein dessert this week. So I'm going to use some silken tofu, and I've bought a couple of blocks of this, and all I'm going to do is basically make a vegan cheesecake. I'll just add some melted chocolate, some cocoa powder and some syrup into this mixture, blend it all up together and put it on top of a biscuit base. So then I've also got some digestives to use for the biscuit base. And then a couple of other things I've bought. So for snacks, just some jelly beans. I'm giving this a try, which is the Galaxy Vegan Salted Caramel Chocolate. This was my favourite chocolate before I turned vegan, so I can't wait to try this one. And then for baking, I just got the Asda free from vegan chocolate. For other snacks, some serene bars. So I love to put these in my lunch boxes because they have a couple of grams of protein in each, and they're just nice and easily wrapped, so it's easy for me to take in. And I've also bought some Weetabix, which I just like to have for breakfast, and baked beans just for lunches. And then just some caramelized biscuit spread, which is very similar to Biscoff. So that is basically what I've bought this week. Oh, and a loaf of bread, obviously. So that's what I bought this week, and this will last me around a week, I'm hoping. So I'm going to show you guys what I'm eating throughout the week and how I fit that around work. So it's currently Sunday now, so I'm going to start showing you guys what I'm eating tomorrow, and yeah. Good morning, guys. It is currently Monday morning, and I'm just off to work, so I'm just going to make something really small for breakfast before I go, and then I think I'm just going to have some Weetabix, nice and simple, and then a cup of coffee. Yeah, so that's my breakfast this morning. I'll catch up with you tonight of what I'm eating for dinner, and yeah. I've just got back from work, and I didn't really get a chance to show you, but so I had a sandwich for my lunch, and I just used some of these squeaky bean like chicken fillets in a sandwich, and then I had a couple of these Serene bars as part of like a snack halfway through. So usually I don't get a lot of time to eat a lot during my shifts, so I probably have quite a lot of calories to catch up on. But tonight is just some leftover pasta and then these vegan sausages that I get from Aldi. And then for pudding, just to bump up my protein, I'm just going to have some Alpro yogurt and some granola. And then we're going out to the movies tonight, so I think I'm just going to bring some jelly beans or just buy something there. But yeah, so that's the food for tonight. Guys, it's another working day. It's currently Tuesday, so yet again I'm here making breakfast before I go off to work. This morning I really feel like something hot, so I think I'm just going to make some oats with a nice tablespoon of Biscoff because I absolutely love that. But I didn't get to mention it much yesterday because I was very busy in the morning. But so I always have my OxyShred before I have anything else in the morning. So OxyShred is basically a supplement that targets fat cells to burn fat, and it also increases your metabolic rate. So it essentially means that you're burning more calories at rest. It only slightly increases this. I've only used this for about 20 days now, but I do feel like it works actually. I feel like I'm losing fat in areas that I've not usually lost fat in, and I'll do a whole video on that later on. But anyway, I'm going to take this before I eat anything, and then I'm going to make a nice bowl of oats and go off to work. So yeah. Tuesday evening. I've just got back from work and it's now around dinner time, so it's time for me to make some dinner. And I've just had a look through the fridge. I wasn't really feeling this pesto pasta today that I've bought from Asda, so I had a look at what I've got and I thought I would make some Zhoug couscous instead. If you don't know what Zhoug is, it is this lovely paste which is basically blended herbs. So it's blended coriander and parsley. It is a Mediterranean dish and it's really, really nice. If you haven't tried it, I really recommend. So I'm just going to make some couscous and basically just mix in some Zhoug. And then for my protein source, I'm going to use my seitan. So this is my seitan, which I made last week actually in my video. It is 35 grams of protein for just this little bit. Like, that is amazing. So basically what I do with this is I keep it in the fridge throughout the week and then I slice it and fry it and serve it with basically anything. Either put it in sandwiches or I serve it next to my food. So that's what I'm going to have as my protein source tonight. I'm also going to use that seitan for my sandwich for my lunch tomorrow, as I really need to use it up. If you want to check out how I make my seitan, then look at my previous video and it is all up there. I'll put the details up there. But yeah, so that's what I'm going to do tonight. I haven't actually explained what I'm kind of doing now. So I finished my cuts around the beginning of November. So now I'm just going into a maintenance period. And to be honest, I'm really enjoying a maintenance period. I just feel like I'm really comfortable. I'm not under eating, I'm not overeating. I don't feel hungry, I don't feel too full. And I'm just really happy with keeping it a steady state now. And I'm going to do that for a while, definitely. I think I'm going to do it to the point that I really understand what my maintenance is in terms of how many calories maintenance is for me. And then I'm thinking maybe after Christmas to start my bulk, but I'm not entirely sure. I think I'll stay at maintenance for a while and just see how I feel. Even though I'm doing maintenance calories, I'm still tracking everything. And I made that decision because basically I've tried intuitive eating before. It personally didn't work for me. The issues I had with intuitive eating were that I wasn't taking in enough protein because I just wasn't conscious of how much protein I was eating, and also I would often overeat, and that happened quite slowly. So I'd slowly start eating at my maintenance, and then I would want to start eating slightly more, and then once I was comfortable at that new calories I'd start eating more, but in my head I was still at maintenance. So I think I just need a bit of guidance. So I think I've just got to be honest with myself, and I don't mind tracking, I enjoy tracking, and I feel like it allows me to be more in control. I feel like it doesn't affect me mentally as well, which is also really important. I feel like if tracking calories is something that triggers you, then you obviously shouldn't do it. But for me, it doesn't trigger me, it works well for me, and I know how much I'm fueling my body, and I kind of enjoy that. So I use an app called MyFitnessPal, and I'll just show you guys what today basically looks like. So I've signed on to MyFitnessPal and I've tracked all of my calories for today. So it says that I have 0 calories remaining. It does give you the option to add exercise, and it will automatically take into account your steps and then take that off of your calories for the day. I personally turn that off because I don't feel like that is a good way for me to eat. I want to be able to eat the same every day. I don't want to have to eat less one day and eat more the next day because I've done a certain amount of exercise. I want to be stable and steady. So personally, I've turned that off. And then obviously this morning I had my oats, so I've just tracked all of that. And for lunch, again, I had the same sandwich that I had yesterday, so just the jerk chicken sandwich with some hummus. And then dinner is obviously what we're doing tonight, so the Zhoug couscous and Seitan. And yeah, and then in terms of snacks, there you go. I can scroll down and see the snacks that I'm going to eat. And yeah, it's basically just really good for you to be able to plan your day out, especially if you're busy working. It's really nice to be able to know that it's all just sorted and all you need to do is follow it. And when you get home, yeah, you might need to eat an extra few calories, but it's basically all sorted for you. And then in terms of what I'm currently doing, so I'm currently aiming for 125 grams of protein. That to me is a nice comfortable amount of protein for maintenance, and I know that that's the right amount for me. I'm not losing muscle mass whilst weighing myself on my Renko scales, so that for me personally is working, and I'm going to keep it like that, and it doesn't cause me any issues like bloating or whatever. So that's currently what I'm staying at, and I'm happy at that. Currently at 2,500 calories, and I've noticed that my weight has been quite steady, so that's all good. But anyway, I'm going to get on and cook my dinner. I'm going to show you how I'm going to cook it, and yeah. Good morning guys, ignore the headpiece, sorry, I've just got out of the shower. It is now Wednesday morning, I've just come back from the gym, and what I didn't mention is when I have gym days in the morning, I usually wake up around 5 o'clock and I have a small breakfast just to get me through that session, and then I come back home and I have a bigger breakfast. That usually works out for me because I usually find I have a lot of calories left over at the end of my work day just because I'm so busy at work and I barely get a chance to eat, and what I do bring in is usually sort of a packed lunch and anything that's basically in packing that's easy for me to grab and eat on the go. So it's okay for me to have 2 breakfasts on the mornings where I go out to the gym, because it just means I'll have less calories in the evening, but I'll still have plenty. So I'm just having my oats that I had yesterday, the same oats, so just with some chia seeds and some Biscoff spread in, and then I'm going to head off to work. And again, I've got another packed lunch with me today. So I've just got like a vegan pastrami sandwich and 2 serene bars again. I don't know if you guys can tell, but I really do eat the same foods basically every day. So especially when I'm working, I eat the same thing. But I mean, I like to mix things up at dinner, and that's where I like to change things. But in terms of breakfast, lunch, snacks, they're all pretty much the same. I do go through phases where I prefer different types of breakfast. So at the moment, I'm going through a bit of an oats phase, but usually that turns around to sort of a yogurt and granola phase. And I basically rotate through whatever I feel like eating, to be honest. Yeah, so that's my day today. I'm going to come back and just cook a nice simple dinner, but I'll show you what I'm going to cook later. Tomorrow I'm going to make the cheesecake, so I can't wait. I think that's going to be really good, and it's going to be high in protein because I'm using silken tofu, which is a really good substitute for cream in a cheesecake. So yeah, so that's kind of going to be my day today, so I'll catch up with you when I get home from work. Hey guys, so it is currently Wednesday evening. I've just finished my 3 days of work. So happy that I've finished. I'm really tired and I just need a day off, so tomorrow is my day off, but it is feeling like a comfort food kind of evening. So I am just going to cook some of my Richmond meat-free sausages. These ones are caramelized onion. I haven't had these before, so I'm hoping they're really nice. And I'm just going to do some baked beans and some French fries on the side. I just really feel like something quick and easy and kind of just comfort food. So that's what I'm going to have tonight. And then tomorrow I'm making my cheesecake, so I'm going to show you guys how I'm going to do that. But yeah, so that is tonight's plans. It is currently Thursday morning, and every couple of weeks I have a day where I basically don't track calories. It doesn't mean that I overeat. It just means that I kind of eat what I fancy, and if I'm fancying some high protein stuff, I'll have high protein stuff. So today is one of those days, so we're just going to go off to Spoons and have a Spoons brekkie. So I'm not tracking today, I'm just going to enjoy my food and just eat what I fancy. And yeah, so I'm going to show you what I'm eating throughout the day. And then later I'm making my vegan cheesecake, so I'll show you guys how I'm going to make that. I've made it before, so I know it's super yummy, so give it a go if you want to, and it's high protein. So anyway, I'll see you later. So we have just got back from Spoons, and I had a lovely Spoons breakfast and also a Starbucks Frappuccino. I had one of the new festive ones, the caramel waffle Frappuccino, which was really, really nice. And now I'm just going to make my cheesecake. So I've got 2 blocks of silken tofu here, and I'm going to do a chocolate and Biscoff one. So I'm going to show you what I'm going to do and how I'm going to make it. Basically, the base is just going to be digestive biscuits crushed up with melted butter. And then obviously the filling is going to be this silken tofu with some melted chocolate and sugar in. And yeah. Okay, so it's now time for me to make my roast dinner. I'm going to show you how I make my potatoes. We have also got some stuffing, which you just add water to, and I'm just going to put them into balls because we like them when they're in small balls. I've got some courgettes that I'm going to spiralise and basically cook in some butter, and then I'm going to fry up some seitan, and yeah, so that's going to be dinner tonight, just a nice roast dinner, comfort food. My cheesecake is looking pretty good. So yeah, it seems like it's setting really well, so I'm pretty happy with that. So I'm going to have that after dinner. But yeah, so I'm just going to show you. With my potatoes, I like to take the skin off and then I boil them for 10 minutes. And then whilst they're boiling, I put oil in the pan and I whack the pan in the oven. And then when they finish boiling, I just put them straight into the pan and I cook them for around an hour. I think the key is to keep turning them as much as you can, so I turn them every 15 minutes, and obviously I put loads of salt in them. Sometimes I put some garlic in the oil and then take it out after the 10 minutes of boiling the potatoes, and then you get a really nice garlic taste in the oil that kind of seeps into the potatoes. As long as you don't burn the garlic, that's really nice, but I don't think I have any garlic today, so it's just plain roast potatoes today. But yeah, so I'm just going to show you. So I actually found some garlic in my fridge. I've just peeled them, and then I'm going to add them to this oil and basically take them out once the oil is preheated. The potatoes are currently boiling. When this comes to a boil, I'm going to put the pan in the oven and let the oil heat up, and then once the potatoes are finished after 10 minutes, I'm going to add them to this hot oil, and that just makes it go nice and crispy. Once this has started boiling, I'm going to add some salt, but not before, because it slows down the time it takes to boil, so I'm going to put the salt in after. Still cooking roast dinner, but earlier I had some biscuits, which I'll put up on the screen, and also we made a cocktail, a Christmas themed cocktail. Spuds are looking pretty nice. They've still got half an hour in the oven. This is just the stuffing that I'm going to whack in now, so yeah, nearly ready. For the spiralised courgette, all I do is basically grate the courgette with a peeler, and then I add it to just a small pan with some butter, and then once it's kind of all cooked off and has reduced in size, then I add some lemon juice, and it's just really, really nice. If you haven't tried it, give it a go. And then yeah, so that's the courgette. Hi guys, it's currently Saturday morning and I had an awful day yesterday. I put this up on my Insta, but basically what happened is I forgot to take my pain relief the day before for my hip dysplasia. So I woke up Friday morning, went to the gym for a push session, and then I started getting like a twinge in my left hip. And I thought it was quite unusual. I thought maybe like it's just muscle. And then it moved to the right side. And then I started thinking, what have I done wrong here? Because usually my pain is quite well managed with my dysplasia now. Went home, realised that my walking was getting really, really poor. Like when I'm in a lot of pain, I literally waddle, and each step really, really hurts. So that's when I know that things are quite bad. So that was happening. I was in a lot of pain. I came home and yeah, I realised I hadn't taken my medication, so that is why I was in pain yesterday. I managed to get to work, and basically my team were just absolutely amazing yesterday. They were really understanding. I literally just sat there with my hot water bottle, and I must look like a right idiot, but they didn't make me feel like that at all, and everyone was super, super nice. My friend bought me some Percy Pig sweets, which are my favourite, and yeah, so I didn't get a chance the last night to kind of catch up with you guys because I was in a lot of pain. I was resting, I was staying in bed basically, and just trying to get back to my normal self. But basically I woke up, I had my normal Weetabix before I went to the gym. I came home and then I had my yoghurt with granola that I've been having throughout this week. And then for lunch was just a normal sandwich and Then I obviously have my Percy pigs. I came home and basically just had leftover roast dinner. So that was yesterday. Yeah, sorry I didn't get to film much of it, but I was just in absolute agony that I couldn't really just even walk around the house. So what I haven't mentioned on here is actually one of my biggest protein sources is the My Vegan Clear Protein, which I'll put a little image up here for you guys. I basically have this every single day with my creatine. Creatine is one of those things that is found in meat, so it's really important for muscle growth. So I always take a creatine supplement, and I basically add the creatine to water, and then I add the vegan clear protein, and I have around 1 to 4 scoops of that depending on how much protein I've had during the day. So 4 scoops is obviously 40 grams of protein, so it's absolutely amazing, and it's only 50 calories per scoop. So that is a big contribution towards my protein goal every day, which I haven't mentioned throughout this week. It's so ingrained now in my routine to pick up the clear protein and eat it. But yeah, so that is a typical week for me of things that I eat. I don't know if it's surprised some people what I've eaten, but I basically just eat the same foods as I used to eat when I wasn't a vegan, and I just make substitutions. That is it. It's simple as that. So yeah, so I hope you've enjoyed this video, and I'll see you next week for another one. See you later.